Yeah, so this is an early story of late teen romance. When I was a teenager, I met this girl the summer between my senior year in high school and my first year in college, who became my girlfriend. And I met her on a trip in Europe. And when we came home to California, I spent the rest of the summer and she was my girlfriend and everything was lovely. And then I went to the other end of the country to go to college. And while I was away at college, the European girlfriend became the girlfriend of one of my best friends. And it wasn't particularly tragic, but there's a point to this story ultimately. And here it is. Those two got married the summer after I finished graduate school. So they dated about 7 years, and I was a lawyer, and I was also the best man in their wedding. What does this have to do with the practice of law? I'm getting there. So she gets married, and her mom obviously is at the wedding, and her mom had a new husband who wasn't her dad. And so I obviously met them at the wedding because I was the best man there. And the wedding was, lovely, and we cut cake, and I gave a heart-rending and humorous speech to my very close friend and his new wife, and then went off practicing law again, or some more. And about a year later, I was going to court for an eviction and shuttling in and out of the courtroom. And this lawyer comes out and says, "Mr. Ernest, well, my client's here and he's a little bit embarrassed." And I said, "Well, lots of people get evicted. This building is full of people getting evicted now. There's no good reason for him to be particularly embarrassed, especially in the company that he's in now." And she says, "Well, he was at a wedding about a year ago and you were there and he recognizes you." And I said, "Well, I go to some weddings, but whatever, he doesn't need to be embarrassed." Well, the guy who I was evicting that day was Robin's father. I don't know if I said her name before. Anyway, my girlfriend from long ago, her name was Robin. And that wedding, her stepfather, I guess, was the guy I was evicting that day. So the point of this story, I guess, the long-winded way of getting there, is regardless of the connections that I might have in a relatively small pond or pool of water here in Orange County, or the challenges that the small world might pose on occasion, we'll get possession for you.